Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Shubhansh.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Arav.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Okay, children, then turn on your videos now. Moksha, Shubhansh, Surya, Pranaya, Rizwana, Arav, Abhinav, turn on the video. Others turn on the video. Shubhansh,
Ma'am, one
Rizwana, Arav, Pranaya. Hurry up, children. Hurry up, children. Others also. I won't be starting the class unless your videos are on. Just turn on the video fast. I can see only Shubhansh and Pranaya. Others also. Arav, Abhinav, Moksha, Surya, Rizwana. Hurry up, Dharya. What
One
happened, children? Tell me.
1 minute, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll be discussing the next topic today. I think in the last class we have studied about budding in yeast, I guess, right?
Yes.
Budding in yeast we have completed.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be going to the next topic, which is spore formation. Fine. So have you ever heard this word spore? I guess you might have heard
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
class 7 sometime. Have you ever heard this word spore?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Spirogyra and sports.
Spirogyra. No, not spirogyra.
Like,
Spirogyra is the algae.
yeah, somewhat
Huh?
related to spore. Something was related to
Okay.
some organism.
Yeah, yes, correct. That is true. Something was related to the spores in class 7. So when we talk about the class 7 in the chapter reproduction in plants, you might have studied about the spore formation. And formation means, something to be created, right? Something has to be done, something has to be created. And spores are basically a round structure, right? So you might have seen, right, when you are keeping the bread for the longer time or the longer number of days, so during that time on the bread, small cotton like structure will appear. So those cotton like structures are nothing but what they are the spores. Fine. So those dot like structures or the cotton like structures are what? They are the spores. So spores, like for example, now on one piece of the bread, we have got the spores. Okay, those spores from that bread will get transferred to the other.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Sumukh. So those spores from that bread will be transferred to the other breads also. So that is how the whole whole loaf of that bread will be, spoiled. Why it happens? How it happens? Why it happens? How it happens? How
I
that from
guess it
one.
grows and like it needs more space, so it
What,
keeps on
Abhinav?
eating.
Abhinav, come again. Abhinav, come again. I think my side I have the network problem, so come again.
I guess it just grows and keep on multiplying, so it needs more foods. It keeps on occupying other bread pieces.
Correct, correct. So what is happening? The same thing, whatever we have studied, like they'll be multiplying. But the only difference is they will be multiplying with a different process. They will have the different parts they will have to multiply. So, like if I talk about budding in yeast, there was a bud actually which was formed, right? Then if I talk about binary fission, in the binary fission, the whole nucleus is dividing and then the whole process happens, right? So the things are same, like the multiplication should be there, the division should be there, and the numbers of that particular organism has to be increased. Same way in this process also, in the spore formation process also, what happens? The number of the spores will be increased, and that is the reason slowly and gradually, everywhere on the bread you will be finding those cotton-like structure, which is basically a fungus. Children, turn on the video. Aryan, Kashvi, Arav, Huria, why the videos are off? Turn on the videos. So, bread mold, other name of the bread mold is a rhizopus. Okay, you might have heard in the grade 7, rhizopus, Rhizopus. So rhizopus, other name is bread mold. So in the questions, sometimes they give you the rhizopus word and sometimes they give you the word bread mold. So they both are not different. They both are still going the process called as a spore formation. So I'll just explain you first of all with the help of the diagram, and then we'll be going to the written part of it. Just give me a minute. I'll share the screen. Is my screen visible to you all, children?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am, it is, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it is visible. Okay. Now, what happened when we talk about the structure of this? The structure of the rhizopus, when we see them under the microscope, that one dot-like structure, one cotton-like structure will have the structure like this. So they will have like this structure. And now inside this, what do they have? Inside the head-like structure, they have the structure called as the spores. So let me tell you first of all about the structure. So this tiny threads, down tiny threads, they are what? They are the hyphae. Fine, they are called as the, just 1 minute, children. So this is called as the, basically the hyphae. One root-like structure, this root-like structure, they are called as the hyphae. Fine. Now, this structure, the standing part, the center part which connect the down root and the upper part which connect the head, that is called as the sporangiophore. Sporen. Uh, so it is called as sporangiophore. The upper part, the outer one, is called as the sporangia. It is called as, the head-like structure is called as the sporangia. And inside this part, which are like I have made by the green color, they are called as the spores. So these are the different parts which are like the down root-like structure. They are called as hyphae. If they are all together, then we call them as a mycelium. Then the center part which connects the head and the roots, they are called as the sporangiophore. The head-like structure or the knob-like structure is called as a sporangia, and inside the sporangia there will be the spores present in it. So this is the structure of a normal spore formation. Now what happens? So this is also hyphae, this is also hyphae. Now what happens here? When they are getting the favorable conditions, so when the conditions are favorable, what do they do? The head of this sporangia, like this structure is there, right? The head is there. So head of this sporangia will get burst. So it will get burst. So when it get burst, what happened to the structure? The structure will become like this. So initially it was like that. Now, when it got burst like this, all these spores from the inside will come outside from this burst part. Fine. So, head of this, they will get burst, and slowly and gradually, all the spores which are present there, they will come out. And then finally, the structure will become like this. Like the outermost sporangia will get burst and nothing will be there. What is left out? Only the spores. And now, this spores, because of that extensive bursting, what happened? They will lie down somewhere far also, and wherever the place they will reach, they will start growing again. Fine. So that is how. So same thing happens in the loaf of the bread also. When it was actually in the on the one bread, so through that one piece of that bread, the same process had happened, the spore formation, and because of that bursting of the sporangia, what happened? That spores from that one piece, it reached to the other piece of the bread, and that is how the whole loaf got infected. Clear, children? How it happened?
Once again, can you explain?
Okay, so this is the basic structure of the rhizopus. This is the structure of the rhizopus. I'll just write this. This is rhizopus. We call them as a bread. Okay. Now here, what happened when the condition becomes favorable? What condition they require? They need generally the humid condition, or they need the wet condition, or they need the moist condition. Okay. So that is a favorable condition for them. They need basically the water. So as soon as they get it, the humidity they get it, the water they get it, what do they do? This is the head. On the top of this, what do? They will burst their head immediately. So when condition becomes favorable, the head, which is the sporangia here, so this part, the head part, they will burst. And when they burst this head part, all these spores which are present inside will come outside. And when these spores, when they come outside here and there, when they are scattered here and there, what do? Now they start growing individually like this. Understood, Abhinav? Now here, whatever the spores they have got individually, they will start growing. Am I clear, Abhinav?
Yes.
So that is how from one rhizopus, it has been spreaded to the other, and it has been multiplied so many times. So we cannot count it also. Like initially it was only one actually, but later on, due to the spores, due to so many spores which are present already there in the sporangia, what happened? So many other rhizopus we have got. So that is how it works.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
like are the spores on rhizopus are they naturally present or do they form due to the weather
No,
conditions?
they are actually present there. So how do we have, how we are forming the hands, legs, and all in the mother's body? Same way, the structure is already formed. The only thing is they are just waiting to come out. And as soon as they come out, they grow themselves. They do not require anything. They just need the moist condition to grow. Okay, so coming about their theory part, the first point. So in the first point, it says that spore formation is a what kind of method? is a asexual reproduction method. So we know very well it is what kind of method? It is the asexual method. Now in this condition, what will be there? There will be so many spores. So many spores are stored in sacs. Sacs means a bag-like structure. These are the bag-like structure. Okay, the top head they are calling it as a sac. So in the sac or in the head, what they will be doing? They will be storing these so many spores, and this head is called as the sporangia. It is called as sporangia. So many spores are stored in sac, which is called as a sporangia. So inside this inside this sporangia, so many spores will be there. Now, when sporangia burst, now when this head, sporangia means basically the head. So when this sporangia burst, minute single cell thin or thick walled structure. So as soon as they are burst, what happened? The so many cells, single cell structure or the thick or thin walled structure called as spores are obtained from it, right? So when the head got burst out, what happened? What we have got? We have got so many spores, so many single cell spores out of it. Then next point, under suitable condition, what do? They will start multiplying. They will start forming the new plant. So under suitable condition, they develop into a new plant. So as soon as the condition becomes favorable, they will start developing into the new plant. Till here clear, children?
Yes.
Arav,
Ma'am, how
Abhinav?
does
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, Subuk.
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
how does sporangia burst?
Any condition can be there. See, if the wind is blowing, right? The wind is blowing so fast. In that case, also they will burst. And if in case they get the water, in that case also they will burst out. So they do not wait for it. Ultimately, whatever the climatic conditions are there, they will get it and they will burst out.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
will they grow on any surface?
They generally actually grow in the moist surface. Like, if you moist surface does not mean that appropriate amount of water should be there. Moist means only a little amount of water is also sufficient for them. So any condition wherever a little or very little amount of water is present there or the moist condition is present there, they can grow. And in fact, you might have seen, right, during the rainy season, what happened? You went out, you have gone out somewhere and like you have wore some leather kind of these slippers or might be any slippers you have wore. But ultimately, when you came back home, what you did, you have kept those slippers without drying in the cupboard. And when you keep them in the cupboard without drying, what you will notice after a few days? Who will grow on that?
These
The
organisms.
fungus. Find the fungus, they will start growing. Why they start growing? Because they do not require much amount of water. What they just needed a moist surface. And a little moist surface was there, and because of that, they started growing. Fine. And like if I talk about the bread, if I talk about the chapati also, you might say like, ma'am, no water is there, but ultimately that breads or that chapati, they are made out of the water only, right? So the wheat flour will be, then the wheat flour they will be adding the water, so automatically they're getting the moist condition there, so they can grow. So anything which has a little moist, little amount of water, they can grow there easily. All right.
What about skin or like on animals or human skin?
No, sometimes it happens. See, what happens sometimes you might have felt in your home, might be or might not be, I'm not aware. So you will have the mattress, right, in your home on the bed. So on those mattress, rare of the rare chances actually, your mother or maybe your father, they will be drying them maybe in after some 6 months or maybe in a year under the sun. Are they doing that? They're keeping that mattress under the sun maybe once in a year.
I guess.
So why are they doing it? They are doing it because, see, now in our home we have all the, all the four walls are almost closed. If not closed for 24/7, at least they are closed for some 20 hours, right? Only for 2 hours or 3 hours we are opening the doors or windows and all. Now what happens as soon as all the windows or doors are closed, so because of that moist, it will be there inside our room. And in the room we have the mattress, and inside the mattress, what is there? Cotton will be there, right? So that cotton will start absorbing that moist, and ultimately the fungus will start growing inside it. And we will not get to know that actually because we cannot see them. And once they start growing there on the mattress, inside the mattress, when we sleep on that, slowly and gradually from there, they will get transferred to our body. And what do we get? We start getting itching. So we will be, doing the itching everywhere. This happened actually when I was staying in Tamil Nadu for big 5 years. And ultimately, because since it was not my kind of flat and also that mattress might be so many people where they have used. Children, turn on the video. So many people might have used that mattress. So what happened ultimately? Uh, I started, itching. So many kind of big rashes started appearing on my body. So it never happened, but it happened during that time. So when I visited the doctor asked me the same thing, like, are you sleeping on the mattress? I said, definitely yes, because everybody, like, we all sleep on that only. So he said that keep that mattress in the sun because that mattress had the fungus, and because of that, you have got the fungal infection. And that is the reason you have those patches of that acne or the pimple on your body, whole body actually, none of the place was there where the that rashes were not there. So they have given the antifungal soap will be there. So they'll, in that case, they'll be providing you the antifungal soap, antifungal cream and all. So anti means against it. So fungal infection, I have got it, so I have to remove it. They will be providing you that antifungal kind of thing. So antifungal cream, antifungal soap was given, and certainly when I use it for 1 week, it was like all right. So it happens on us also, not directly, but yes, indirectly in such form. Like if you're wearing those wet sleepers also, then in that case it can transfer to your body and you might get those rashes or the acne, all those things. Clear? Yeah, wet socks also. It can happen. Clear, children?
Yes, sir.
Shubhansh,
ma'am.
Dharya, Rizwana.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is what actually it happens. See, they we cannot see them, but actually the impact of them is very, very severe. Very, very severe. And sometimes you might have seen or might have heard, like, unknowingly or knowingly, when we eat food, we take some germs inside. And sometimes some germs are so heavy in nature that when they go inside our body, or some insects, more very minute insect, when they go inside our body, they start creating those, big rashes. And those rashes, now again, what? Because of the germs only. So these germs, we cannot see them, but actually they have a very negative impact on our body. So going back now to the points. So under suitable condition, they develop into a new plants. So the sporangia are knob-like structure. This point, children, is very, very important. Sometimes in the board exam, instead of sporangia, they are using the word knob-like. So what question they give in this part? They say that name the knob-like structure present in rhizopus. What will be the answer?
Sporangia.
Correct. So only one word answer they ask for 1 mark. So sporangia. So name the lobe-like structure which is called as a sporangia. And then second, what they can ask is what happened when what happened when the knob-like structure burst out? So what happened when they burst out, when the knob-like structure burst out?
They form new organs.
The spores will come out and they start growing individually. Okay. So the sporangia are knob-like structure. They are present at the top of the thread-like structures called as hyphae. So these sporangia, they are present basically on what? They are present on the thread-like structures which are called as hyphae. So then these sporangia, they can disperse or they can spread or they can scattered, like as like Sumukh have asked how it happens. So they can disperse or they can scattered by the rain because of the water, then by the wind, by the air, and then through the insect also they can disperse or they can scatter. So they are the different medium for it too, for the dispersion. Then though spores are present in the environment, so once all these spores are coming out, what do we say? That they are present in the environment, right? But fungus does not grow. But these spores, or we can say the fungus, they does not grow on dry surfaces. So what do they need? They need the moist condition. This is very, very important point. What kind of surface do they need? They need the moist surface. Or if they ask about what condition do they need, they need the moist condition. So in the dry condition, they do not grow. So they need moisture or moist condition to grow. Hence, fungus is seen on the bread. So whatever the spores will be there, the dispersed spores will fall on the bread surface. So they will be falling on the other bread surface. And when the desirable condition comes, desirable condition means moist condition. So as desirable conditions are obtained, they germinate and reproduce. So as soon as they get that condition, they will start germinating and they will start reproducing. So this is how the spore formation will take place. Note it down, children. Draw this diagram also and note it down.
Can you show the next one?
Yeah. This here you can go directly now. Keep in mind the knob-like structure is called as sporangia. Then the center part is called as the sporangiophore. Then the so many thread-like structure, the root-like structures, they are called as the hyphae. And then whenever the conditions comes, they will be bursting. They will whatever the spores are there inside this sporangia will come out. They'll start dispersing because of the air, wind, and water. And when they disperse, they will be waiting for the decibel condition, for the moist condition. And once they'll get those conditions, they will start germinating and they will start reproducing there.
And can you once go to the previous page? I'll just
And one more thing, Abhinav, I'm going. So one more thing here, one more kind of question they can ask you, that name the single cell structure present inside the sporangia. What is that called as single cell structure? Inside the
Spores.
sporangia. Correct, spores. Fine. So see, children, don't expect that you will be getting directly 3-mark question to write this in detail. So from this one paragraph itself, I can frame so many questions. And they have asked these questions. So name the single cell structure present inside the sporangia. The answer is 4. No blood structure is called as what? Sporangia. The part which connects the sporangia and the hyphae, that is called as sporangia 4. So like this, small word, like, the answer questions they are asking. Abhinav, this page you want to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, what is that? Mycelium or
Mycelium, Lium, mycelium. Mycelium is the root, actually, the main root of it.
yes, ma'am.
Oh, wait. No.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you say that part above mycelium? Like what?
Sporangiophore. Sporangio. Sporangiophore. Sporangiophore. Sporangiophore.
You can.
Ma'am, in the third point, what did you write in the second line?
When sporangia burst, minute single cell, thin or thick walled structure called spores.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am. Next we have reproduction plants.
Now, next we are remaining with vegetative propagation.
Then we have reproduction plants. Right?
Yeah, which is basically called as the sexual reproduction in plants. This we are talking about asexual methods, actually. Then the next one will be sexual methods.
Done, ma'am.
Done?
Ma'am, no, ma'am.
Okay. And so when you write the notes, make sure that you underline the important thing, like knob-like, sporangia, then hyphae, then the scattered, how they scatter, then single cell. So when you underline them, then what happened during the revision time? It becomes easy for you to revise it.
Ma'am, actually, ma'am, like the test you gave us,
Hmm?
that one, I had the doubt in the first question, ma'am, like Arjun is playing cricket, is a cricket
Hmm.
player, like that
Hmm.
question. I just made a wild guess, ma'am. I didn't really know the answer for that.
Let me check the question. Wait. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am, you can go to the next page.
Okay. Okay, here they have said identify the key nutrients that might be missing from Arjun's diet. Right? That question you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am. I wrote like fats and vitamins and fruits and vegetables.
See, if you have written fruits, okay, if you have written vegetable, okay, vitamin are also okay, but the main answer will be vitamin and minerals. So add fat does not play any important role here, but the thing which play an important role for him, like as a, he's, he loves to play cricket, for him it will be vitamins and minerals. So any question, if it comes related to any kind of the sports, make sure that you should mention only about the vitamins and minerals. So vitamins were like vitamins are basically present in the fruits and the minerals are present in the vegetables. So that is what the vitamins and minerals. And I think among all, only one Rizwana has written that appropriate answers. Other than that, I think no. Done, children, till here?
Wait.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the last line now.
Ma'am, just a second. Can you go to the previous line?
Yeah.
Done, ma'am.
So this is the last two lines.
I'm done.
Done, ma'am.
I'll show you your answer sheet also. Just give me a minute, children. Uh, Prinya, see, you have mentioned, I have written the which nutrients you are talking about. Then never ever use this etc. Okay, when you're writing any answer, you should not specify the etc. Until unless it is not the main term. And here they have asked you to write the main term. Okay, so I've mentioned there, don't use like this. Then you have mentioned that chlorophyll will be absorbing the light energy, which is right. But and also you should also mention that they will be converting it to chemical energy as well. And then where it happens, the last question you're talking about the filtration, but exactly where it is happening, like which part is responsible also you have to mention. So if you're talking about reabsorption, which part is responsible? If I'm talking secretion, which part is responsible? Then who else want to see the answer sheet? Arav, yours is like the first one you have written it correctly, I guess. No, wait, let me see. The
Yes, ma'am.
diagram is not so appropriate. Then valve, you have written the right, it helps to move blood in the right direction, the right time, which is wrong actually. It basically prevent
Okay,
the
ma'am.
backflow of blood. And with that, what happens? It will be going only in one direction, in the unidirectional. So starting two are correct. This is correct. And this one, the protein enzymes, you should write the name of the enzyme, which you have not written there. So that is why. Then there, you have not mentioned the name of the enzyme in the question number third. And that is the reason I have deducted the mark, 1 mark for you.
Oh, okay.
Other answers are like very appropriate answers you have mentioned. Then Siddharth, which key nutrient? Same thing I've written here. Like you have mentioned about the fruits and vegetable, but you should write about the vitamins and minerals here. The main part is vitamins and minerals. Then here 2 enzymes are not written there. That is the reason I have deduct mark. And here 1 point was missing about a secretion, and that is the reason you have got 27. Then Kashvi, that vitamins and minerals only have got 1 marks there. Other answers were correct. So fine, that's it. Any doubt, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Abhinav. Okay, Abhinav, okay.
Ma'am,
Okay,
coincidentally,
fine,
I
children, then
have
thank. Tell me.
coincidentally I have science exam and holiday tomorrow, so I'll submit it tomorrow.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay,
Yeah, thank
children,
you.
then. Thank you. Okay, children, thank you. Pranay, you just stay back, others you can leave.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye. Others may leave. Thank you. Thank you, Vidya. Bye. Pranay, when it comes for the writing part, horrible handwriting. See, you are scoring very good marks there, and there is no doubt in that when it comes for the writing and the points and everything. But what about the presentation? It should be there. Without presentation, Pranaya, the examiner will not be giving you the marks. Okay, so don't write everything in one page or one sheet itself. Write in a different lines. Understood
Ma'am,
what I'm trying to say?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, what happens is in my notebook, I can write easily, ma'am. Like,
Hmm.
because I have ruled sheets and my handwriting over there, it's actually way better than it's there here. But then when I'm writing in this non-ruled sheets, I don't get like how much space I should be leaving. And then I write quickly, and then that's
No,
how
don't
my
do that. See, these tests are for your betterment, right? Your presentation. So if you write it very neatly, then I can tell you, okay, this is a mistake. But what happened, everything, you are combining each and everything in 1 or 2 sheets and itself writing and submitting. So I cannot guide you. I cannot tell you where you are doing the mistake. So that is why next time onwards, whenever you have a subjective exam, make sure that you write the way how you're going to write in the board exam. Okay, so that I'll be telling you what mistake you are doing or how you have to work on that. All right?
okay, I'm sure I will do that.
Okay. Okay, Brenda. Okay, that's it. Thank you.